What's up guys, how's everyone doing? Today we're going to be taking a look at a budget-friendly CarPlay unit for older cars. So not only can this do CarPlay, but it also can do Android Auto. Here's a roundup of some of the features. Phone link, navigation, IPS touchscreen, SD card, rear view camera, which is possible to hook up but isn't included in this model. You can also mirror your phone's display, and of course it has Bluetooth built in. Of course, like with any other CarPlay display, you can take calls, listen to music, or have real-time navigation and more. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. And opening the box, we are first greeted with the display. I'm going to go ahead and set that over to the side. And let's see what else is included. We also get a couple different mounts, as there's a few different ways to mount it in your car. What's nice about this unit is that it's an alternative to having to spend a bunch of money for the cost and labor of someone actually manually installing a CarPlay unit. Here's the included USB-C cable in order to connect the unit itself. And if you're at all curious on how to navigate through this, there's a manual included, and that's always nice. Here's a mounting piece and another adapter. And here's the CarPlay unit itself. In comparison to some of the other things on the market, this is a pretty big display, so it's easier to see. Here's some of the I/O that's included in the unit itself. There's a headphone jack, an SD card slot, an AV in port, and a USB-C port to plug it in. The model the Carpuride guys sent over for review does have a dash cam. You can rotate it, and that's pretty cool, but there's no way to detach this. However, if you're not a fan of the dash cam, there are a few models that don't have it, so you could go with that. As I had said earlier, mounting the CarPlay unit to your car is actually not that complicated, and there's a couple different ways to do it. You can just mount it on your car's dash or wherever you want to put it inside your car with the included mounting options. And all you have to do is just plug the unit in, and here it is. In order for CarPlay to work, we're going to connect to it via Bluetooth. It's just going to ask for us to pair it, and it's going to say, do you want to use CarPlay? We do, so we're going to go ahead and tap use CarPlay, and then from there it should pop right up. And here's CarPlay. You can see when I scroll from page to page, we have different apps that we can access. Let's go ahead and take this off. On the top, there's a power button, so you could turn it on and turn it off if you're having any issues with it. So right off the bat, just kind of testing the responsiveness of the screen. It could be worse, it could be better. I'm noticing that there is maybe a little bit of lag here and there, but it's not too bad. There's some built-in quick controls here, so we can tap that to go to the camera screen. There is a dash cam. We can pop it up and rotate it, and you can see a view of the driver, and if you want to rotate it again, then you would see a view of the road. With normal CarPlay, you have the ability to load up maps, so if you want turn-by-turn navigation, it's super easy to just pull it up. And something about having access to real CarPlay on an older car is honestly really nice. I mean, it's not something that I really would have been able to fully replicate. You can see here's the completely discontinued Spotify car thing, and that doesn't even really do what I would love it to do because it has no GPS maps navigation. All it is just an interface for your music, and while, yeah, that is nice to a certain extent, obviously nothing beats having access to the real thing. The screen is definitely a lot wider than I expected it to be, and it has its upsides and downsides. When I'm driving, I definitely do tend to notice it a lot more, but obviously your mileage is going to vary depending on where exactly you're mounting it on your car. The cool thing about CarPlay is you have an interface to send texts and make calls, which is really awesome. You get an incoming call UI, which was also present in the Spotify car thing. However, this is done so much better. For example, if someone can't pick up your call and they send a text, Siri will actually read it out to you, which is really useful. You also have the ability to send a text through Siri, and there's an interface and it asks what you want to say. And then from there, it'll repeat it to you and ask if you want to send it or change it, and then you can just send it off. off. So here is the main menu for the unit itself, and there's a variety of different things for us to choose from. We're going to go into the settings and just see all of the various different settings we can customize. You can even have a split screen mode, so you can use CarPlay and see your dash cam at the same time. If you go out to the main menu, you can also AirPlay to the display as well. All you have to do is switch to AirPlay mode, and then from there, follow the different prompts on the screen and connect via Wi-Fi. Connect through screen mirroring, and then from there, you could do some pretty interesting things. I opened up Delta, and you can see here I'm playing Donkey Kong Country. I can watch some YouTube videos, and because the screen is adjustable, if I had a passenger, I could adjust it so the passenger would be able to view the content better. I can also control the display's brightness through the on-screen controls, and that's useful depending on what the lighting conditions are. So with all that being said, is it worth it? Well, obviously that depends on a variety of factors. The W903 is $240, and at that price, you're getting a pretty capable unit for your car. This obviously assumes that whatever car you're using this with is an older car and does not have any type of CarPlay interface. Also, where you mount it in your car is very important for safety reasons, and also because it may just stick out and be in your field of view. Most modern cars have some type of CarPlay or heads-up display already built into the car itself, so things like an aftermarket screen like this or something like the Spotify car thing is maybe a little bit more of a niche market, but if you're somebody that has an older car, this may be for you. However, if you could replace your old car radio and throw something like an aftermarket CarPlay screen in there, that may just be a little bit better than doing something like this where the display is just kind of like sticking out. But unless you know how to do all of that yourself, then obviously there's a cost associated with the labor of somebody installing it. I will say there's definitely a use case here, and this is not trying to be a product that it's not. The one thing about not having this as your built-in radio is there is a cable going down the side of the unit. However, because the cable is a little bit more out of the way, it's not as noticeable. The other thing is the sound. Now, I've heard mixed things about this. The sound for me is perfectly fine because I use an aux cord in to be able to listen to music. Some people are doing that via Bluetooth, and you may be redirecting the sound through the CarPlay display, and people have said the sound and the reliability of all of that isn't as good as it could be. But because I'm only listening to music through the aux cord, I'm not really having any issues with that. So what do you guys think about this product? Let me know down below in the comments section. If you think you may want to get a CarPlay unit for your car, you can get 30% off by using code AppleAttack at checkout. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to hit that like button. Also, go ahead and subscribe and turn on that post notification bell so that way you never miss out on a brand new upload. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Have a good one guys. Peace.